Hello, and thank you for joining us once again for our International Market Update video for May 2024. The data year-to-date has been largely supportive of a soft landing being the base case, and while activity has softened to some extent, with Q1 GDP revised to 1.3% year-over-year, down from the first estimate of 1.6%, inflation has remained above the Fed target. CPI in May printed 3.4% year-over-year, while the PCE deflator was steady at 2.7%. Consensus on Fed rates has increasingly converged to higher for longer, or more succinctly, less rate cuts for 2024. The current forward curve is pricing in a 50-50 chance for the first rate cut being in September and 1.5 rate cuts for the entire year. As I've mentioned in prior videos, the peak estimate for cuts for 2024 was 6, so this is a big shift. The Fed voting members that spoke publicly in May conveyed that they believe most of the work to get inflation to converge to 2% is done, and that disinflation with Fed rates at the current level will get us to the target of 2%. That said, they also believe that it's too soon to cut. All eyes remain on employment, which again this month showed very little signs of slowing down. Yes, slightly disappointing non-farm payrolls withstanding, jobless claims and JOLTS job openings continue to show that the labor market remains robust. So in general, the economy remains healthy, and the risk markets reflected that by being very strong last month. The S&P was up just under 5% for May, while bonds also rallied, with the 10-year down to 4.5% from 4.7% in April. This is largely a backdrop for the Goldilocks scenario. That said, the big news this month was in politics. President Trump's hush money trial was concluded, and he was found guilty of committing 34 felonies. This is the first time that a former president was convicted of a felony, and the first for a leading presidential candidate to top the ballot for one of the two large political parties in the U.S. It is very important to highlight that this conviction does not deter President Trump from running for president. Even if he were sentenced to jail, his sentencing is scheduled for July 11th, there is no law preventing him, at least as currently interpreted, from running for president again. The initial reaction to his conviction was for betting odds to swing in President Biden's favor, under the expectation that independent voters would migrate to President Biden. That has quickly reversed, as President Trump garnered significant support from several prominent business people this month, including Bill Ackman, Stephen Schwartzman, and Miriam Adelson, all of whom contributed millions to his campaign in May. Additionally, President Trump garnered support from former political adversaries, most significantly, Nikki Haley. So while it's too early to tell what the final impact will be, at least for now, it appears that the conviction may have actually rallied Trump's base. And the last update this month is that next month Marcio Brito will be taking over as head investor here at Itaú Private Bank, as I transition over Itaú's asset management. It's been a pleasure recording these videos over the last few years, and I've gotten to know so many of you. I wanted to thank you all again for tuning in, and I wanted to wish you guys well. Take care, and see you soon.